Okay. I think... Yeah, for this... Sorry, anyone that's actually there. Yeah, I think I am going to move over to this side, just so that it actually looks like I'm looking at something. And let me just... You might hear a bit of double stuff for a second, but that should be alright. Once the stream actually catches up and I can actually tell things are... I am going to move over to this side, just so that it actually looks like I'm looking at something. And let me just... You might hear a bit of double stuff for a second, but that should be alright. It also helps if I click back on the game so I can hear it. I can actually tell things out. It also helps if I click back on the game so I can hear it. Okay, I think we're all up and running. Okay, I think we're all up and running. Let me just check a setting because I've got a massive stream delay. That I don't think I actually told it to do, but let me just check the setting because I've got a massive stream delay. No, I guess that is just Twitch. Anyway. Right, for any of you who may be watching this at any point, yeah, this is the first time I've done a broadcast in a very long time. Let me bring the mic down a little bit. It's getting close to peaking and I don't want to do that. But yeah, first time in a long time. As you can see, huge rebrand, whole load of changes. And I thought we'd just chill out with my favourite, well, one of my new favourite games that I've gotten back into, Final Fantasy XIV. I've just completed the base story from ARR, and I'm moving into the 7th Astral Age quests, which are all level 50 and might be interesting. Also, part of my overlay's broken, but I can't fix that until I get back into Stream Elements, so it'll just have to stay broken. Anyway, let's begin by talking with Minfilia. Anyway, sorry about that. There was some crap on my screen. Okay. Oh yeah, and for anyone who's watching, yeah, I am currently in the process, well, or I am playing a level 50 Dragoon. It is the only job that I've got any levels in, but that may change as we get down the road. Okay. General consensus seems to be, yeah, let's not, abandon what principles we have. I mean, we've kicked, what, 3 primals' asses thus far? I think we can keep going. Oh, and I must apologise for the aircraft flying overhead that I'm sure you can hear right now. Okay. Looks like a move will be happening for the Scions of the Seven Dawn. He's a strange one, is our Alphinold. We want that one. Speaking of which, I have a ring that's practically screwed and low level, so we'll swap that out. In fact, I've got a lot of gear that's getting a bit screwed over, but hopefully we'll get new stuff pretty soon. Fortunately, we don't really need any of those, but we'll get what we get. Okay. Okay. Trying to remember, is there a delivery Moogle in Ul'dah? Or Heaven? There is. Cool. Okay, so for fear of dating this live broadcast, sorry, just turning my headphone down a little bit. Yeah, so these are actually my pre-order bonuses for Endwalker. Yes, I know, I am a very long way off from Endwalker. However, Ooh. Ooh. Do I really want to put these on? I'm going to say no. Actually, I'm going to keep them for if and when I decide to level a second job, because experience is kind of, well, it is the issue at the moment, but not in the way that you think. At the moment, experience is actually an issue for me in terms of the fact that everything that I've got to do now, however many quests there are, like 50 odd or whatever before the end of ARR, is they're all level 50, right? And which was fine when ARR was at this state because the max level was 50, so you couldn't go above it. But now that there's obviously DLCs, or not DLCs, expansions out, I can go above level 50. However, I'm going to keep getting experience for the quests I'm doing, right? Which will push me up. See, I'm already level 51, almost to level 52. Heavenswood starts at level 50. So, fortunately, there is level syncing in this game, thank God. However, I am going to be quite heavily over-leveled by the time I enter ARR, and probably will be the same for Stormblood and Shadowbringers and Endwalker if and when I eventually get to those. So, I kind of wish they wouldn't let me go above level 50 until I hit Heavenswood, but oh well, just have to deal with that. This might be interesting. Right, where are we actually going? Oh, we're going all the way up there. Okay. So we can afford... In fact, Fat Chocobo time! Woo! Oops, wrong button. Yeah, I rather recently redid my AP bars, so I get slightly confused sometimes. But oh well, it's not going to hurt in the long run. I doubt I'm going to be fighting anytime soon. And I forgot I could fly, so that's helpful. I think we are... In fact, I think we need to be beneath where I am. Yes. Interesting. So this woman had a ghastly perfume about her. Yeah, and from the feeling of that, I'm going to have to rebind some of my flight controls at some point. Probably off screen. Shamani Alomani. Interesting. I do love the variety of names in this game. Some of them are really difficult. Have I tuned to this aetherite? Yes, I have. Are we going a long way? We are indeed. Let's jump on the Falcon this time. Ah, yes. Ah, that'll be why, because I am in a territory that I'm not supposed to be in. Yeah, you lot can snag off. You know, all these knobs. That looks like the place I'm going. Yep. And prepare for a fight. And they never not have a fight in areas like this, or at least not in... Yep. It's easy enough. I don't need my buffs. Don't get me wrong, I love the buffs, but generally for world mobs they're not needed. Asilia. Ooh. I've got a feeling she's got amnesia. Or maybe not. still think it's kind of slightly crappy behaviour to go this long without revealing to your own daughter that you're still alive. Yeah, I bloody bet. See, this is a choice here because, well, I think I'm going to take healing more for just future, because I think, depending on what happens later on down through the games, I am potentially thinking about jumping into... I'm thinking about jumping into level, or at least my next class might be a healing class. Possibly either a white mage or an astrologian. Okay. To the Waking Sands. Interesting quest. Lamin. That's probably not an actual cat's eye. That will be a gem known as a cat's eye. Oh, it's quite sweet. We'll go with striking. Give me just one moment. Just have to send a message. Okay, what have you been up to, Alpha Note? It's finally picking up my hand. Hello. Yeah, my leap motion has been a bit dumb recently. So I'm surprised it's actually picking up my hand now, which, by the way, that is my right hand on my mouse. And it's gone. Just as I say so. Okay, time to leave what, well, I suppose we would call home. I mean, they'd better bloody support us after what we've just done story-wise. Yeah. Only led the whole of Eorzea on a fight to stop the Empire. I feel like the camera angles are already improving from... Hello, Mugen. Yes, I imagine so. I'm a very long way behind everyone else. But we are getting there. But yeah, I was just about to say, I definitely think, even though it's only a couple of quests different from the end of ARR base, we are still in ARR, I think the camera angles are better than they already were. I think they've been improving that. Yeah. Where we're going now? Madonna. I would hazard a guess. No, I'm not certain. I'd hazard a guess, but I think 1.0 would have finished with the defeat of the Ultima weapon, I believe. In fact, I can look that up right now. MSQs. Yeah, so everything pre 2.1 ends at the Praetorium. Doesn't tell me specifically where 1.0 ended. I don't know whether that was a certain level or whether that was still level 50 at the time. But yeah, we are now Realm Awoken, which is patch 2.1. We'll take, again, as before, the healing for if and when I decide to go into the healing one. Someone's in a bed for some reason. And of course, there's supposedly a mentor. Yeah, it definitely makes sense to start. And I say, I couldn't prove it. But it definitely feels like it. Wow, a level 70 weapon coffer. Okay. I won't be using that for a while. No doubt I'll probably take striking again. Yeah, but I thought I need to be level 70 to use a level 70 item, do I not? Hello, Ganymede. Betty's best mount. Ooh. Where is Tataru then? All the way back in Sanlan. Good job I've got all the... in fact, I know I've got a lot of money, but I am going to cheat slightly. And not spend the couple of hundred gil that it would cost me. I mean, I've got them for a reason. I might as well use them. Okay, interesting. In which case, well, I suppose we can give it a try. It doesn't lose me anything. Ooh. Yeah, I've still got to use that as well from the end of the previous quest line for a new mount. And yeah, I've got to wind up Palmon as a minion. That's from my pre-order for... Endwalker. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? I don't get the box until I finish this quest. But we'll try that when I've finished it. But it did actually make me look at some of the stuff that I forgot I had in my inventory. Which, by the way, if you're looking, my inventory is god-awful. Yeah, and speaking of gear-wise, I am wearing the level 50 worm armor gear for the Dragoon, just because I think it looks cool, but at the point when I start moving up in gear levels, I will probably start glamoring again for my Strife coat, which is one of my vet rewards. I've got some more coming. I think I've got the... not the Lockhart, the Lionheart, or the Leon stuff coming soon. But I just like the Cloud Strife coat, so... I think from the crest reward it's a weapons coffer. Yeah, it's a weapon coffer. Which if it's level 70 will almost definitely be better than... Why am I doing that? I've got to teleport anyway. What I've got, even though I quite like mine. Yeah, and I do apologise if I'm slow to respond to chat. For some reason, there is a very big stream delay between what I'm doing and what's actually happening on stream. Though it seems slightly shorter than it was before, it's still there. But yes, weapon-wise, I am currently using a level 47. Always enjoy coming back to New Gridania. It's just nice to see where we came from. And see all the people crowded here. Oh my god. No, I am going the wrong way. It is indeed in here where I want to go. I would hope I see a huge bump to level 70. That would be surprising if it didn't. Ooh. It's green. It is a level 50. Interesting. So the item level is 70, but it's a level 50 class. Okay. And it's technically one better than what I've got, so I guess we'll put that on. Otherwise it is... yeah. Yeah, it's just better. There we go. Take a proper look at it. That's interesting looking. Clashes a bit with the armour, but it'll do. Anyway. Next quest. Hail to King Kupo. And what was it we got? Was it another ring, or was it... yeah, new berry slit. So again, we're slowly replacing the gear that was about to fall off. Literally around the corner, so... is there any problem with New Gridania? It's very bad on the minimap about telling you if you need to go between regions. Which... but anyway. Yeah, it is a very pointy stick. But then again, that is Dragoons, you know. Pointy sticks are pointy. It's interestingly light-hearted considering how this section of the story started. It's a little bit jarring considering the considering the start of this section was hearing the roar of Bahamut waking up. Yeah, it just feels like that's kind of been forgotten a little bit. Ugh. Moogles are so weird, but I love them. That's one way of putting it. Well, I don't know how weird they get in this game, but I know how weird they got in previous Final Fantasies. Right, where are we going? Right. Once again, the mini-map being really helpful here. That, I think, is the wrong way. Yeah. Hang on. No, it's not that. He's actually the right way this time. Several times I've run down this way thinking I'm going to the right place and not, but this time it actually is. Yeah. I'll just step over these people are more important. Ba 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 da ba. think I'm right in where I'm going. I could be horribly wrong, but... Let's actually check where I'm going. Yes. Okay. I'm not entirely stupid. No, that's just hollow. Come on, behemoth. It's especially amazing if you don't remember it very well. Like, considering it's very uncommon to come here at this point in the story. Right, that way. To these people that stand out rather well. Damn, how racist. Yay. Escort quests. Wonderful. Yeah. AoE for a bit of damage. Ooh, new target. You mean the ridiculous amount of DPS that I can put out as... a Dragoon? It's, yeah, almost a little unfair. Hence the reason why I'm not bothering to proc any of my buffs or anything like that against this stuff, because it's kind of unneeded. Well then, move out the way. God, it's been so ages since I've been running around this part of the map. Really? Oop, wrong button. Right, next thing, whatever it's going to be. If anything, oh no, we're going to the barrier threshold. Perfect. Yeah, right. I don't know why they even got involved. I suppose I might have AoE'd them, so that might have aggroed them. Yeah, right. Knew this was coming soon. So, I don't know how well you will be able to hear this, but I will be opening another tab. And as I do for all duties that I've not done before, I will be actually looking up a quick visual guide so that I go in and actually slightly know what I'm doing. Yeah, so as not to let down all the people that know what they're doing. So this one is Yathor March. I think you should actually be able to hear this. For anyone who is interested, I am using MTQ Capture. That's an advert. Go away. That's an advert I can't skip as well, just to annoy me.
Greeting.
And League of Legends. I don't want to play League of Legends. Go away.
Welcome to the visual guide for Thornmarch Extreme. You asked for it, now you've got it.
I did not want Thornmarch Extreme.
This is the heart hardest encounter in Final Fantasy XIV, and once you beat it, you can go right.
That doesn't help. This is Thorn March hard. Let's see if she's got the one that I want.
Hi everyone, welcome.
Stop. I don't think it's a primal. It's probably a...
Hi everyone, welcome.
Cool. I'm glad you can hear it. I'm just trying to find the right one now. Does not look like my normal provider actually has a guide for it. Interesting. Ooh, actually, that might be why. Interestingly, it counts as a primal. Don't want to throw much extreme. No, she interestingly only has Thorn March Extreme, but I don't. Oh, I use MTQ Capture normally, but apparently she's only got Thorn March on Extreme rather than Hard. I don't know what the difference is. So I might just have to go with someone else, unfortunately. That's... Let's go with Mr. Happy. I know he's decent. And more adverts, yay. Which we'll mute. I know this probably doesn't make the most entertaining viewing, unfortunately, watching Rico just stand there while I listen to a guide.
Encounter with Good King Moggle Mog the 12th. This encounter is unlocked after progressing through the new main scenario quests, which can be unlocked in the Waking Sands in patch 2.1. You will have to do several missions before reaching this one, but once it's unlocked, this fight is designed to be completed with 8 players, each with an average item level of at least 54. At the end of the video, I shall include a walkthrough of me doing the fight with a full Duty Finder group, with commentary over it, just to give you guys a better idea of how we dealt with all the mechanics of the fight. Ahead of time, I'd like to apologize for any frame skips I may have encountered during this recording. I had just tested a King Behemoth recording before with my new settings and had no frame loss during Ecliptic Meteor, so I figured I was all set for recording this as well. It usually happens during big attacks like Palm Flare, Palm Holy, Spinning Mog Shield, and Memento Moogle. I guess these Moogles are just too strong for my recording settings. This fight will see you and 7 others facing off against 8 Moogles, one of which is the great and benevolent Good King Moggle Mog the 12th. Before we talk about the Good King himself, let's first discuss each of his subjects, who are the majority of the encounter themselves. With a total of 7 subjects, a lot is going on at the same time in this fight, and it can easily become a cluster of issues really quickly. Just keep a cool head and stay on top of your duties, and all should go well. So let's go through each of his subjects first before we discuss the strategy of the encounter. The battle will start against Whiskerwall Koop, who is a gladiator. Whiskerwall has 2 moves. One is Spinning Mog Shield, which is an AoE he will do often that does light damage, but it also stuns anyone who is hit by it. So whenever you see him do it, just walk out of it. The other move he does, which I never saw him do in Phase 1, but I'll discuss it now so we're ready for it in Phase 2, is Thrown for a Loop. which will place a chain around 3 different targets before shortly taunting the 3 targets to him. This effect can and should be dispelled immediately. The effect is called Thrown for a Loop. This effect seems to target the 3 closest people, which will likely be the tank and 2 others. For this reason, ensure your healers and the other tank are not close to Whisker Wall. Assuming the effect immediately on the tank first, followed by the other 2 targets. Next to join the encounter are Pukla, Puki, and...
Nice to know my importance is low.
I'm just calling them from the first part to their names. There's no way we can say all those names. For
Thank you, Strina.
Well,
thank you for following anyway.
An archer. Pukla Puki does not attack anyone, and so he does not need
And Mugen as well.
He
Thank you
does,
very
however,
much.
Need to be killed. After hovering around the arena, he will eventually stop and cast Palm Flare, which will hit 3/4 of the room for devastating damage if it casts. This effect can be stunned and silenced, so DPS should be saving these skills for Palm Flare to prevent it from going off. Woolywort will stand still and mark targets to shoot out as well. He has 2 kinds of marks. One signifies Mog, Rain of Death, which will do moderate damage to the 3 marked targets. Based on Rain of Death's nature and some of the recording footage in this video, just be safe and don't stand on top of each other when you're marked with this. It will hit targets that are under you as well, or under the mark, I should say, as well, other than yourself. Also, he has another one for Moogle Eye Shot, which will cause Woolywort to shoot his target 2 to 5 times for several hundred damage a shot. Nothing game-changing, and he is relatively low priority in terms of the target, since he doesn't even auto-attack a tank. The next 3 Moogles to join the fight are Puknapako, Ruffletuft, and Furryfoot. Puknapako is one of the least troublesome Moogles as well, as he is a thief. He just attacks a different person occasionally. That's all he does. He goes from one person to another, landing just 1 strike at a time, and he has about 5 to 6 seconds between these attacks. They hit for a few hundred damage, but it's nothing that game-breaking. Again, another Moogle which does not actually need to be tanked. In the second phase, he will also drop poison puddles, but just don't stand in these. They usually don't get positioned too poorly, but they're very easy to just move out of when they spawn. Ruffletuft is a marauder with 2 attacks. The first one is 100-ton swing, which is like a giant...
This is definitely more involved than I thought it would be, but...
a massive cone in front of him. Don't let him face the inside of the arena ever. Ensure he is always facing the outside to prevent 100-ton swing from wrecking the party. And finally is Furryfoot, who is the White Mage. He is another high priority target since he will go around curing the injured Moogles if left alive. Additionally, he can cast Palm Holy, which does moderate damage to the entire raid. I believe this can be stunned, though when I tried to silence it, it still went off, so apparently I couldn't silence it. So just try to stun or silence, but be prepared for it if it goes off. One more thing about Ruffletuft, he won't do it in this first phase, but he has another attack called Moogle Go Round, which is a lot like Palm Flare. It'll hit most of the room for a big AoE. Pretty sure you can just stun it, but just be prepared to move out of it if you're ranged. I really don't see any way for melee to possibly outrange its attack before it goes off, so definitely give it a, save stuns for the Marauder as well. I don't believe he does it in the first phase. I think he only does it in the second phase, but he didn't even do it in this fight at all, I don't think, so just be ready for it. It'll look like a dark circle under the ground. The final Moogle to join the fight is Puxi Pico, a bard. I don't know how I can even say these names. I can't even say regular English well, and somehow I'm getting these right. This bard
probably won't last very long.
Buff all the Moogles around him. Incoming bard jokes. Anyway, he will sing a song, March of the Moogles, which gives all the Moogles around him a strong determination buff, greatly increasing their damage. This buff is very significant, and again, if he can be stunned, do it. I know my silence didn't stop it, so really just give it a try. Try and stun it, just for science. If not, just be prepared for some additional damage to come in. Now, keep in mind that dragging a Moogle away from the song's AoE will cause the Moogles to lose the effect. It is a moderately sized AoE, so if he flies over to buff your Moogles, kite them away from him since he won't follow otherwise. So one last reminder about these 7 Moogles is that only the Marauder and the Gladiator can actually be tanked. So tanks, don't focus your efforts onto targets such as the Archer, the Bard, the White Mage, or the Black Mage. Just focus on controlling the Gladiator and the Marauder. The Archer will just shoot random targets, the Thief will occasionally attack a random person, the Bard just flies around singing, the White Mage flies towards people to cure them, and the Black Mage hovers around until he casts Palm Flare. Therefore, in Phase 2, just worry about positioning these 2 Moogles as well as the Good King himself over everything else. Those 7 Moogles will challenge you for the first half of the encounter, coming out in the group.
Someone's actually doing something on my screen.
Periodically. Your goal is to kill as many of them as possible within the time limit of Phase 1, which is approximately 160 seconds. In this first phase, there's not really a strict kill order, so kill them in whichever order works best for your group. Be sure to mark them in this phase, however, since the marks will carry over to the second phase and make things much easier for people to target. After 160 seconds are up, all 7 Moogles will revive and gather in the center of the arena. After performing a little summoning jig, Good King Moggle the 12th will spawn in the center and cast Memento Moogle. In the time it takes for him to do this summon, your party should group up and rebuff. Stone Skins, Sacred Soil, Suckers, all of this will really help when it comes to mitigating Memento Moogle's damage. Memento Moogle does damage based on how many Moogles were still alive at the end of Phase 1. The optimal goal is to only have 1 or 2 alive, since any more than that will cause Memento Moogle to do upwards of 2,500 damage. The more alive the more it does, so not killing enough will result in an instant wipe. Not killing any will definitely do about probably 10,000 damage to the entire raid. The number that will likely cause a wipe on average, though, with you trying to kill them is 4, which will most likely kill anyone but the tanks or maybe an extremely geared DPS, but you don't even want to have to ever worry about doing a 4-stacked Memento Moogle. Now, before really discussing Phase 2, let's discuss what the Good King does now that he's part of the fight. The most important aspect about him is that whenever you kill one of his subjects, he will absorb their abilities. This means that once you kill the Black Mage, the King can cast Palm Flare. Once you kill the Gladiator, he can cast Thrown for a Loop, etc. This means that you shouldn't expect all the mechanics to disappear entirely, but you won't be dealing with as many mobs at a time, so the damage going around should decrease as you kill the Moogles. His versions of some of the attacks are slightly different as well, but they're fundamentally the same. We'll discuss any changes to them during our discussion about the kill order of the individual Moogles. Additionally, he
didn't get renamed
to attack his target at any given point, and this usually causes him to cast a line AoE called Mog Creation, which the tank should sidestep. He can also call the White Mage Moogle over for a cure as well, so if you try to DPS him first, the White Mage will just run over and heal him. But then again, any of the Moogles can really call for a heal from the White Mage, so just be prepared. After Memento Moogle, the extremely hectic Phase 2 will begin, with the King and all 7 of his subjects alive at once. Despite the chaos, don't let yourself get too distracted. A lot of the times people tell me they wiped because they were dying of laughter, and unfortunately, that will get you killed here. So, there are several different kill orders that can work for this phase. However, my preferred order is Black Mage, then White Mage, then Bard, Marauder, Archer, Thief, King, Gladiator. My reason is that both Palm Flare and Palm Holy are extremely annoying and powerful moves that you want to remove from the fight as soon as possible. Yes, the Good King will use them himself, but his version of them and the Moogle's version of them are entirely different in terms of how much damage they output and what kind of area that they cover. On top of that, Palm Cure just prolongs the kill speed of each Moogle, which is never good. The Bard and the Marauder both have extremely annoying mechanics as well. The Bard will occasionally hover over to the King or the Marauder and the Gladiator and sing March of the Moogles. To counter this, the tank holding the Good King or the Ad should kite them away from the Bard whenever he comes in to sing a song, so that they are not within range of the Determination buff. Killing him will prevent this mechanic, but the King will instead begin to sing the song himself. So have those heals ready and ensure that the Gladiator and the Marauder are both away from the King for the remainder of the fight.
Okay. Actually, looks relatively standard for me. Basically, I'm going to be doing what I normally do, you know, checking out as much DPS as I can and avoiding AoEs. DPS is not that. Yeah. Tank and healer. Yeah, they definitely seem to have the difficult jobs. So yeah, we'll queue, we'll sit here. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Look, to be fair, it looks like we're only looking for 2 tanks and a DPS, so yeah, that's generally DPS, especially melee DPS. Hit the things, don't die. Generally, stand behind the things helps. And I think that primarily helps with, yes, Chaos Thrust. Yeah, because it increases potency when hit from behind. And I'm not very good at using True North because that's the only thing that I have that's positional based. Come on, find someone. In which case, while we're waiting, let's... I know it's rather divergent from the realm we're in, but yeah, well, while we're waiting for people. There we go. Not that that guarantees anything. The amount of times I've been on this screen and been booted back because someone didn't click begin is annoying, but... Awesome, we actually got in. Okay. And that is what I found Spine Shatter Dive is really good for. If I have to flip out of an area, it actually gets me back into combat, because unlike... get back here, you little git. Because unlike the other jumps, it actually takes me to the target rather than returning me to position. Yeah, I think tactics have gone out the window and everything is just going to die. Including me, apparently. But that's fine. And we've lost a healer. Oh no, a tank, sorry, not a healer. Yeah, I didn't quite get out in time, unfortunately. That'll help. Let's proc that off to get the maximum damage. There we go. Bit of a bad showing for me, but it worked. And yeah, that was loud. So I succeeded on the big stick thing, just not the don't die thing. No, I do not need that. Well, we survived, technically. And wasn't too much of a detriment. Yeah, well, wasn't a detriment, so, you know. And I'm also not annoyed because, you know, yeah, it took a while for me to get rezzed by a healer, but the healers have got much more important things to do than pick up a DPS off the floor, for the most part. It's not a high priority. I understand that. Anyway, how far we're going? Not too far. Not far enough for me to ruin the music. Wow, 4,000 XP. I'll make a dent. Ooh, that was a bit of a weird graphical glitch. Why can't all these people just be in the same place? Yeah, I'm level 51 already. I was level 51 before I No, in fact, I think I level 51 doing the Praetorium. I think we were in the middle of doing that, and I hit level 51. That way. Yeah, so you can imagine how many quests I've got to go. I know that I don't think they drop that much XP, but I think I might be a little bit over level by the time we hit Heavensward. Of course, it's all the way down there. Yeah, nearly ready for next job quest, which isn't available until I get into Heavensward. The continual quest to stop the return of Nidhogg is the Dragoon quest line, I believe. Yeah, funnily enough, most of the Dragoon quests involve going out and slaying various forms of dragons. Just, each time the dragon gets bigger. Nope. Use one of these. I mean, they're pointless otherwise. Yeah, and I can't deal with her because I think I need one of my crafting classes up to 30 or 40 or something like that. Funny enough, I have no crafting classes at any level. But I think, yeah, that's the one that allows you to create the glamour prisms. Mhm. Yeah, Monolith's inventory. Have you seen my inventory? Look at it. It's full of crap. Pretty much. I mean, I've got to use them at some point, because that's the current event going on. Otherwise, other than my glamour prisms, everything else is worthless. Ah, yeah, that's worthless as well. Because I have no intentions of changing up Rico's appearance. Something is afoot, Watson. Yeah, he got taken out like a punk bitch. I think that fight lasted about 40 seconds. And of course, Lalafell walks into the room and tells them what we're doing. Yeah, that was hard. No, I didn't walk away from the MSQ. No, it was being that usual thing that FF14 can sometimes be really bad about indicating on the minimap. Yeah, let's max proc the damage on this one. And because it's funny, let's ruin the music. Yeah, let's proc some buffs as well. Yeah, screw your stone ability. That hurts, that's annoying. Let's buff a little bit of health. Get the healing going. And there's my glass cannon showing. Yeah, I'm going to be lazy. I'm not running all the way back there. Ugh. One more favour. Yeah, I've got a feeling I've got a lot to learn about Dragoon as I level up, but at the moment it's... I know my combos, and I have my buffs and procs if things are either tough or desperate. Yeah, it's going to be slightly more convenient than this place because it's not through two separate loading zones. And there's also a shorter walk from the nearest Aetherite. Yeah, that's what I think. Hey, the difference is, it may be through a few loading zones from here, but at least you don't have to walk through a swamp just to get to the city from the nearest Aetherite. Yeah, because that's not blatantly obvious. He wants to be seen. Awesome. Yep. Back to our convenient cell phones. Apple link pearls. Again, this is all very interesting, but everyone... thank you for following. That's very grateful for you. Very thankful for you. Yeah, it just feels like everyone forgot the ridiculous roar that we heard. Yes, welcome Ritsuka, I believe. We are very glad to have you here. Creeping ever slowly closer to 52. At 4,000 a pop. Interesting. Probably would go for slaying. Yeah, again, more options, which is good, considering when I went into the Praetorium, I got a big warning saying that a lot of my gear was about to break, which was all my accessories. So it's nice they're actually giving me some. Interesting achievement. I wonder what that means. Does that mean we've done patch 2.1? So what are we on now? Still waters. Yeah, let's scroll through. Yes, we're now on patch 2.2. Only 5 more patches to go. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that name. Thing is, I know some people love them, but I'm not ever able to take a Lalafell seriously in a position of authority.
Now then. Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
We finally got some more voice acting. Even just a little bit.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Yeah, because that's not going to attract your attention in this realm.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we travelled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Let's compare. What? So what? 9, 12, 10, 9. Yeah, it's just better. I mean, in theory, I should put this on because it's kind of dumb powerful. I think that might be a little bit unfair. I mean, I mean, I don't know what that is equivalent to what I'm wearing, but obviously the vitality is huge. Fine, I'll put it on. It just means I'm going to be boosting levels even quicker than before. And yeah, that's the, for those missed it, that is one of the pre-order bonuses for Endwalker. Along with the Minion. How far are we going? Now we're going away. In which case, let's... yeah. Let's random it. What have we got to say? Ooh. Okay, well, I'm going as far as I thought. Yeah, thanks for the help, Ishtola. You know, just stand there and watch. Busy doing what? In fact, don't answer that. a lot of Eorzea has a rather interesting view on Mikote for some reason. Well, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure almost every exotic dancer I've seen in this game has been Mikote, so they seem to have a reputation. We'll take the healing in case, you know, once again, for if and when I decide to level a second job. Thank you, game, for telling me where I need to go. Ah, no. That was not the game's fault that time, I'll admit. This time it was mine for being blind. Healer-wise, I think healer, I intend to either go White Mage or Astrologian. But when I'm going to do that, I'm not entirely sure, because I've got so much content to not power through, but to play through, that I think it'll be a long time before I decide to jump onto another class. So again, that might be a, you know, if and when I finally get to catch up to everyone and get to end game stuff, then yeah. So again, yeah, maybe once I get to the, hopefully I'll get to the end game of Endwalker before whatever comes after Endwalker will be, and then I might look at doing other jobs. Yeah, there's quite a few jobs getting different changes in Endwalker from what I've heard. Interestingly. Obviously you've got the two new classes, Summoners getting changed, Astrologians getting changed. From what I've heard, Paladin and Warrior are getting, if not changed, some tweaks. Obviously new abilities for most classes as they level. I know there's some coming for Dragoon. And of course I've gone the wrong way again. Because this map's not very clear and it's a maze. Yeah, Associate being the one with the very spiky armor and the really big stick. I mean, I know technically she's a relatively cute cat girl, but still. Potentially quite intimidating.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. and so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone, razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care.
Yeah, I know that, particularly Heavenswood, there were some voice acting
I have
changes.
seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum.
According to most people, generally quite good changes, but we shall see.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
I both really like and sometimes
Well,
dislike
far be it
Alphanel.
from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Yeah, let's use some of this sway of I saved all your lives, give me stuff. Going this way. See, this is one of those things for me. I kind of wish that, again, it might be different in future things, but when you're in the same city but in a different loading zone, I wish it would still tell you on the mini-map, go to the loading zone transition. Yeah, you would think at this point, when it comes to certain politics going on, you should just basically be able to say, do this or else, because, let's face it, we saved the world. You know, I think we should have a little bit of sway in things. Where am I going now? Yes, let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid. to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
Who keeps putting Lalafell in charge of things?
Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves.
Is it child abuse if I punch this guy?
What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Uldar's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji and Aleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of
Yeah,
the
can't we just go and gank them in the car park? Or dockyard or
I
whatever.
understand, Your Grace. And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
I mean, I'm sure if he disappeared down some dark alleyway that can be found somewhere here, I doubt he'd be missed. We'll take the lilac, though I don't think I'm going to have any use for it anytime soon. That was a wrong turn. Yep. Almost as if we live somewhere like that. Yeah, it is a unfortunate side effect of MMOs. Ooh. The constant back and forth. Yeah. Yeah. Or the amount of times where it's like, oh yeah, let's all go to this place. You know, let's go to this place and talk to people. Let's all go together, and then just leave you to walk on your own. You know, it could just be a fade to black. And thank God for teleporting. I would have probably quit this game if I couldn't teleport between destinations. Well, I see one already. The giant floating icon above his head doesn't help him hide. There's a second. There's the other one. Again, they need to work on hide and seek. They need to avoid having quest markers above their heads. Again, more stuff for healing later on. Where am I actually going for this? Down there. Okay. Fat Chocobo, away! Yeah, wolf whistles happen quite a lot around there. Let's take the quick way. Yeah, I'm not joining in a level 10 Fate, thank you very much. Yeah, the fat chocobo can fly. He slowly falls out the air if you don't keep pressing spacebar, but he does fly. Yeah, that's... Yeah, buy weapons and armor for a wiener. No. Experiences and adventures. To be fair, I don't think I've actually bought anything from Rowena. Wow, I gained 538 experience. That's going to boost my levels quick. Thank you. That being unhelpful. Right, anyway, that is now almost 3.5 hours. I think that'll do for today. We'll pick up this possibly tomorrow. So, all of you who have watched, all of you who may watch this in the future, thank you very much, and join us again.